What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Appreciate all you guys being here once again. Excited to break down this big Wednesday slate with you guys. 10-gamer. Some news has come out during the day. Most of it's been expected, though. Kemba Walker back-to-back, so he's going to be out. Al Horford back-to-back for the Thunder, so he's going to be out. Nothing surprising has come out yet, but with that news, we do have some value now opening up on the slate. Isaiah Roby, Mike Muscala are potential value plays. Peyton Pritchard, that didn't really work out last time, but Peyton Pritchard I think is a decent value now that Kemba's officially out. So yeah, a lot to break down, and obviously there's studs we want to get in tonight. Jokic in a great spot against the Wizards. Embiid in a great spot against DeMarcus Cousins, who has always been a bad defender. You obviously got your Currys, your Lillards, your Westbrooks, all those guys. So pretty fun slate. Excited to break this down with you guys. Appreciate you being here. My volume's low. Hold up. Should be good, but I'll move the mic a little bit closer to my mouth. Should be good though, I think. You're new here, Nolan? Well, hey, Nolan, I appreciate you being here, man. Thanks for tuning into the stream. If you're new, we do go live, every day, or normally every day about this time. Normally around 4 o'clock Eastern time, depending on when lock is. Lock's at 7 tonight, so normally I go live, about 3 hours before lock. Some nights it'll be a little later if, we have a later lock. But yeah, appreciate you being here, Nolan. Thank you for tuning into the stream. Why was Horton Tucker so bad last night? Yeah, I looked at the box score. He only played 5 minutes. I don't know what happened. I guess they decided to roll with, Markieff Morris over him. I was interested in Horton Tucker. I only played one lineup. He didn't make it into my one lineup, but I did have interest in him with AD out. Yeah, it was weird to see him only play 5 minutes. I think he finished with 5 minutes. I don't know. Last time I checked, though, he had only played 5 minutes. Let me see. So Horton Tucker, yeah, he played 5 minutes, shot 0 for 2 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, didn't have any other peripherals. So 5 minutes, 0 fantasy points for Horton Tucker last night. All the other bench guys played at least 17 minutes. Horton Tucker barely got any run at all. Yeah, that was just weird. I don't know. Headphones must be my headphones. Yeah, I think the audio should be good. I don't really know why it would be low. I haven't changed anything. Maybe just turn up your volume, I guess. First run lineup. What you think about Wright, Hero, Tatum, Draymond, Joker, Campazzo, Carter Williams, Robert Williams, or would you take Joker or Joel? Have my money for either. Yeah, that's so close for me. I think right now I'm probably going to prefer Embiid. I really like this matchup for Embiid. I mean, I put out a tweet about it. Houston, they have nobody to guard Embiid tonight. So PJ Tucker's now doubtful. He's not expected to play. Ray Spalding got injured last game, and then the team waived him. He was their backup center to Cousins, and obviously Christian Wood is still out. So outside of DeMarcus Cousins, they have no big men. Is Jayshawn Tate gonna guard Embiid? Is Daniel House? Is David Nwaba going to defend Embiid? I don't expect Kurucs to really be out there. I think Cousins has the chance to play more minutes than normal tonight. What is that going to, in terms of fantasy, does that make him viable on the slate? Possibly, but Cousins is a bad defender, so this is one of those spots where Embiid should just go nuts. I mean, I really like Embiid. On Yahoo, Embiid's he's $6 less than Jokic. Jokic is 55, Embiid's 49. I think I'm going to prefer the savings there and go with Embiid. On Draftkings, though, it's so close because there's, not much of a difference. There's only a $200 difference. I think if you look at any projection sites, Jokic will probably project a little bit better. I think Embiid might be lower owned, so I think I lean Embiid right now. And I'm a big Jokic fan. I played Jokic last night. He treated me well. I'd love to play him again tonight. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to. What's up, Noah? JT or JB against Atlanta? JT or JB? Oh, Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. I got you. I was a little questionable there. I think I prefer Jason Tatum right now, especially given his position. I think because small forward, power forward. I mean, I know Jaylen Brown has small forward eligibility as well, but small forward, power forward, I think are a little bit tougher to fill today. I like Tatum more. They're closely priced. Tatum's 8,700. Brown is 7,900. I'm going to prefer to get up to Tatum. Tatum has still this year been the more productive player, a little bit more productive than Jaylen Brown has. I think we could get big games from both Tatum and Brown tonight. I don't mind playing them together in the same lineup. I did see that supposedly Tatum's been feeling like really tired. He did test positive for COVID. He's been playing for a while though. Like he came back, I think he came back like at the beginning of February. I mean, he's been playing for about 2 weeks now. He was out for a good amount of time, but he came back like end of January, early February. I mean, he's been playing for a while, but he did say that COVID's been giving him problems with like breathing and stuff. I mean, he's still been playing well. He's kind of struggling lately, but he's still been getting his normal minutes. Like he would have played more last night had it been a close game. Like the Detroit game, he played 41 minutes in overtime, 36 against Toronto, 38 against Utah. I mean, he's going to get 36, 38 minutes tonight if it's a close game. I'm not worried about that, honestly. I'm still very, very high on Tatum tonight, especially now that we do know Kemba's officially out. You like MCW? Yeah, I think MCW is definitely in play. I'm assuming he starts for Cole Anthony, and he's going to be their starter till Cole Anthony comes back. We probably are going to get 30 to 32 minutes from MCW. You know, if he was cheaper, I think he'd be a lot more appealing. He's almost 5K now, but he's still in play for me. What do you think about Reddish as a pivot from the chalkier value plays? I mean, I haven't really looked at Reddish. I'm sure he's probably going to be low owned, so I guess you could go there, but I think there's probably going to be other values I prefer over him. Nwaba, good value again, I assume. Yeah, I like David Nwaba again. Him and Jayshawn Tate, both are probably going to play close to 40 minutes. So since we know PJ Tucker's doubtful, I'm assuming they're going to run out the same starting lineup that they did last game with House, Nwaba, and Tate starting alongside, Wood and Cousins, or Wall and Cousins, excuse me. And yeah, Nwaba, Tate, they both played 40 minutes last game. So yeah, I expect big minutes for those two guys. Nwaba is still very cheap on DK, so I do like him a lot. And Campazzo, it all depends on if Monte Morris and Gary Harris play. Right now, Monte Morris and Gary Harris are both questionable. If they both sit again, yeah, I'm very, very high on Campazzo. I'll be right back on him. What's up, Noah? Who's your favorite point guard? Points per dollar for tonight's slate? Talking DraftKings pricing, I still really like John Wall now that, we know Gordon's doubtful. Oladipo's not expected to play. I still really like John Wall. I really like Jamal Murray, especially if Gary Harris and Monte Morris are both out again. If Kawhi sits, I still think Lou Williams is in play. So it'd probably be like those three guys. And if you were looking for a cheaper option, you do have Michael Carter-Williams, $4,900. You do have Peyton Pritchard for $4,200. Points per dollar, though, I think Peyton Pritchard, if he's going to start and get over 30 minutes against Atlanta, like Peyton Pritchard's still a good value. Whether he disappointed last time in the same situation, but I'd be fine going right back to Peyton Pritchard. He might be the best point guard play, points per dollar wise. Any projection site you pull up is probably going to have Pritchard projected for like 6x, if I had to guess. Any news on Steven Adams? Steven Adams is not on the injury report. He's good to go. Yeah, I wanted to play Willie Hernangomez too, but it looks like Adams is going to play. Roby or Muscala or both, they are almost the same price. I mean, Dylan, I'll just keep it easy. I'm just going to prefer whichever one starts. If I put Roby in my lineup and we get word Muscala starting, I'm just going to swap Roby to Muscala. If I have Muscala in there and Roby starts, I'm just going to swap Muscala to Roby. I'm just going to prefer whichever one starts. What's up, Noah? I'm ready to make this money. I like any given Sunday. Hey, well, good luck tonight, JM. Let's make that money. That's the goal here. You think John Collins will go for 40-plus fantasy points tonight? I mean, he can. He's been incredibly inconsistent this year, but his price has come down to like $6,900 on DK, which is a pretty nice price tag for John Collins. So, yeah, I do have interest in him because the price is coming down. Do I have any confidence that he's going to score 40-plus fantasy points? No, but, he's a good enough player. He can any night. Are you willing to give Michael Porter Jr. another chance against Washington? Oh, man. I played MPJ on DraftKings last night. Obviously, that did not go well. I mean, I watched a good amount of that game, and MPJ just looked so bad. Like, he wasn't really getting any shots up. I don't even think he took many shots last night. I think he took like maybe 5 shots. With all those dudes out for Denver and like MPJ was barely involved. He went 0 for 8 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3. He had 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 block in 24 minutes. I mean, he's just been so bad, man. It's hard to really trust MPJ at this point. And his price is even going up. It's not like, we're getting a discount on him because he's been bad lately. His price just keeps going up. It's tough to play MPJ right now. Tough to get there, I think. I'm sure tonight will be the night when, nobody plays MPJ and then he finally goes off, but I don't think I can get there. Who's the biggest spin up that you need in your lineup? I mean, right now I think my two favorite spin ups are Jokic and Embiid. I don't know if I probably won't be able to play both together. I don't think that's going to be possible. But yeah, I want to get one of those two if I can. Would you rather play Campazzo or Pritchard? If Monte Morris and Gary Harris are both out again, I'm going to prefer Campazzo. I just think he's going to be more productive. He started off really slow last night, but he really turned it on in the second half. And I watched that game. Like Campazzo, he's a little dude. He's just out there, he's got the ball in his hands. He's making plays, getting assists to guys. I mean, he was doing good. He was getting defensive stats. Like, he was picking up steals. I mean, he was pretty productive when he was out there last night. And he played a ton of minutes. He played like 40 minutes. So if there's no Monte Morris, no Gary Harris, we might get close to 40 minutes from Campazzo again. Had a nice shot at good money until Middleton decided to have the worst night of the year. Yeah, Middleton was terrible last night. He was so bad. Would you play Capella tonight in a close game? I mean, I think Capella's in play for tournaments. In cash and like my optimal build, I think there's so many other centers I prefer over him. There's value at center now with Roby. But yeah, Capella's viable for sure. Any preference between Roby and Nwaba? I mean, I think both those, in my opinion, those look like two of the better values right now. If I had to choose one, I probably would prefer Roby, but it's pretty close. I think Nwaba plays more minutes, but I think Roby's the more productive player. So it's close, though. I think both are really good values. Did you cash last night? Yeah, I managed to squeak into some tournaments, some of the lower dollar tournaments. I can't remember what my DK lineup finished with. I'll pull it up real quick. I played the entire Nuggets starting lineup on DK. In my DK lineup, I had all 5 of the Nuggets starters. I finished with 290.5 on DK. I had the Nuggets starters. I had Jamal Murray, Campazzo, Michael Porter, JaMychal Green, Jokic, and then Harden, Jared Vanderbilt, and Tristan Thompson. Finished with 290.5 on DK last night. Wish I could play Embiid, Robert Williams, and Jokic have the money but can't play 3 centers. Yeah, that's the tough thing. It's always like that. I mean, it seems like every slate, all the best plays are at center. Like, all the good spin-ups are at center, all the best value plays are at center, and that's the case tonight, in my opinion. MPJ got into foul trouble early. He had like 2 fouls in like 6 minutes, but I don't think that really affected him too much. He was just, I mean, regardless of that, he was just terrible last night. He didn't do anything. If Oladipo's out, Wall or Murray, I think I prefer Wall. I'm assuming Oladipo's going to be out. He's doubtful. He's not expected to play. So, yeah, give me John Wall. But I do like both. If you play on Yahoo, I mean, Jamal Murray is just still so cheap over there. MPJ has burnt me too many times. So disappointing after bubble performances. Yeah. He's one of those guys, man. It seems like, I don't know, maybe he needs to play somewhere else. Maybe he just needs to get out of Denver and go to a different team. But he has shown so much upside when he's knocking down shots. I mean, he could go for like 20 and 10, 30 and 10. He's a great rebounder. It's just, I don't know, man. He hasn't been good with Denver this year. JaMychal Green and Grayson Allen, that's all I have to that's all I have to say about last night. Yeah, JaMychal Green, I mean, look, the minutes were there, so I think the process was right. He played 30 minutes. He wasn't productive at all. It is what it was kind of like the Peyton Pritchard from, a week or two ago. Pritchard was a good value. He started, he played 30 minutes. He just didn't do anything when he was on the floor. Probably already been answered, but Embiid or Jokic, I'm going to stress on that decision. Whatever I pick, I know I'm going to be wrong. I feel you there, Dylan. I think right now I lean Embiid, but, I mean, it's so close. I think I'm going to lean Embiid, though. Roby in play, yes. With Horford out, Roby's one of the better value plays. Roby Muscala over Wagner, yeah, I think so. Wagner I still like for value, but it's obviously a very scary matchup against Jokic. I mean, Wagner, he's always been someone that's had foul trouble issues, and he could pick up 2 fouls in a minute tonight against Jokic. So I'm going to prefer the OKC guys, Roby and Muscala. Thoughts on Brogdon and J-Val? I think both are good tournament plays. I think they're both going to be pretty low owned. If I had to pick one, I'd go with Brogdon. I don't know if I'm going to get to either one of those guys in my one lineup tonight, but definitely would have interest, if I was playing multiple lineups. DeLon Wright's always a good play 40 points for low price. I mean, yeah, DeLon Wright's still pretty affordable on DK, and it's a good matchup against the Bulls, so yeah, I do have some interest in him. DeLon Wright or Anthony Edwards, give me DeLon Wright. Muscala or Daniel House. If Muscala starts, I'd play him, but if Muscala comes off the bench, then I would prefer Daniel House. Wall or Brogdon, give me John Wall. Wagner tonight for value, yeah, I think he's viable. Like I said, it's a scary matchup. It's one where he could get into some foul trouble against Jokic. I'm going to prefer, the OKC centers, so Roby and Muscala, whichever one starts, I prefer over Wagner. I think I prefer like Robert Williams as well, now that Daniel Tice is out. But yeah, Wagner's still viable. Hasn't been the greatest week, but I'm turning that around tonight. Good luck tonight, Holla. Hey, good luck, KJ. Good luck, man. Dame or Beal? Give me Dame there. You like Lonzo tonight? Not really at his price point. I think his price is just to a point where I don't have that much interest in him. Favorite value plays? I mean, right now, some of the better values look like Nwaba, Robert Williams. I think whichever one of Roby or Muscala starts for Horford. Those are some of the better values right now. Peyton Pritchard, I think, is a good value too. Jokic is questionable. No, he's probable. It was a little thumb injury. He's good to go. He's probable. Favorite stud and favorite value? I mean, probably favorite value's got to be Isaiah Roby. Favorite studs, probably Embiid right now. So Embiid and Roby. And good thing on DraftKings, Roby's power forward eligible. That makes him really appealing. You don't have to use your center spot on him. DeLon Wright and Tyler Hero, both good plays, seem low price. Yeah, I think both are viable. I don't think either one are guys I'm really going out of my way to play. But, if they're like a last piece in, I'm totally fine playing Hero or Wright, as a last guy in. Tristan Thompson or Isaiah Roby, definitely give me Roby. If Jokic is out, would you prefer Wagner over Roby? I'd still go with Roby. Jokic is going to play. He's going to play. He's probable, so he's good to go. Is RotoWire dependable? They show 3 games postponed. Those are probably, there was originally supposed to be like 13 games today, but they had to postpone them a couple days ago. That's probably what you're seeing, Tom. There was supposed to be more than 10 games today, but they were postponed a while back, a couple days ago. Like the Hornets, they've had to get some games postponed, so I think the Hornets were supposed to play today, and they had to get their game postponed. But like that was announced like 2 days ago, so DraftKings already had them out of the player pool and stuff. Tate, a good pickup with PJ Tucker looking to be out. Yeah, Tate, Nwaba, I think both are going to play a ton of minutes, and I'm interested in both of them again. Thoughts on this lineup? Pritchard, Campazzo, Brown, Roby, Williams, Wall, Tatum, and Embiid. Looks pretty solid for now, Damian. Looks pretty solid. Assuming that, Gary Harris and Monte Morris are out again. You think Jordan Clarkson will have a good night? I mean, it depends on if Mike Conley plays. If Mike Conley plays, I'm off Jordan Clarkson. What's up, Noah? Harden balled out last night. Plumlee solid play even at his price. On DraftKings, I don't know if I can pay. I think Plumlee's like $7,200 on DraftKings. Is he not? Yeah, Plumlee's $7,200 on DK. Like, I don't know if I can pay that price tag for him. I know he's been good lately. I know the matchup's good against the Bulls. No Blake Griffin's obviously beneficial for Plumlee, but yeah, I can't pay $7,200 for Plumlee. If I'm going to play him, it's going to be on Yahoo. He's still pretty cheap over there. He's $22. I mean, that's much more appealing. No shot I'm playing him on DK, though, at that price tag. Bay, Nwaba, or Tate for Yahoo small forward. Yeah, I mean, T-Bone, those look like 3 of the better values at the position. I think right now it'd be between Nwaba or Tate. I think Tate's probably the slightly better point per minute player. I think they're both going to play close to 40 minutes, Nwaba and Tate. So give me Tate, but it's super close. It's super close. Thoughts on Marcus Morris with PG and Batum out? Yeah, I like Marcus Morris again. I wish he was a bit cheaper on DK, but he's still viable for sure. And I'm going to like him more if Kawhi gets ruled out. Kawhi is still questionable right now. Mark Bray with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that, man. He says, hey, Noah, thanks. Squeeze Harden, Giannis, Jokic, and with Campazzo, Vanderbilt, and Robert Williams cashing 2 GPPs with 327.75. Hey, good stuff, Mark. Good stuff, man. Yeah, last night was, full stars and scrubs. If you had Giannis, Jokic, Harden, and then went with like Robert Williams, Campazzo, Vanderbilt, like those cheap guys, I mean, yeah, you were in pretty good shape. Sadly, I went with Tristan Thompson over Robert Williams. And in the end, Tristan Thompson played like 28 minutes. Williams played 20. If you would have told me before the slate that Thompson was going to play 8 more minutes than Williams, I still would have played Thompson. But, yeah, Robert Williams, he was good on a point-per-minute basis last night. I mean, he had 5 steals, which was a little bit outlandish. But, yeah, Williams, he's a productive player. He just needs to get the minutes. He probably gets about 20 minutes again tonight and could definitely put up, 30-plus DK points again. So I still do like Robert Williams. But yeah, good job, Mark. Good job, man. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Thank you. Nets came back hard when I turned the game off. They were down 30. Yeah, I had the game on, but I wasn't paying really much attention. But yeah, when I looked at like the second quarter, they were down by like 20. And then I pulled the game back up when they were, or towards the end, and they were literally winning by like 2. Crazy. They made a big comeback. SGA's on a minutes restriction. I don't think we know. I don't think there's any word yet, unless it just came out. Yeah, I don't think we have any word yet on SGA's going to play. We just don't know if he's going to be limited or not. We think about my lineup: Simmons, Campazzo, Nwaba, Draymond, Robert Williams, Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, and Butler. I mean, that looks pretty decent. You know, keep an eye on the stats of Morris and Harris. If Morris and Harris both play, I'd be off Campazzo if they both play. Just because I don't know how many minutes he's going to get. But if Morris and Harris are out again, fire up Campazzo. Does DK have their New York-Orlando game listed in an hour early for you? I mean, it's on my screen right now. It's listed for 7 o'clock Eastern time, so that's the right time. Maybe you just have the wrong time zone in. I don't know. I don't know why it would be listed an hour early. That don't make any sense. Unless the game's supposed to start at 8, but I think it starts at 7. Oh, shit. Well, yeah, just check. So, on Yahoo Sports, the app I use to check for, they say the Knicks Magic game is going to start at 6. That's odd. Hold up. Let me check ESPN real quick. That's weird. If this game starts at 6 o'clock and they have it listed in the main slate starting at 7, that's a bit odd. See what ESPN has. How do I go? Scores, maybe? See all. Here we go. Well, on ESPN, it's listed for 7 o'clock, so that's a bit weird. ESPN has the Knicks Magic game starting at 7 Eastern. Yahoo has the game starting at 6 Eastern. Weird. Says it starts 3 p.m. I'm assuming that's like West Coast time. Yeah, I have no idea. It's kind of odd. I haven't seen anything on Twitter about it. MSG TV has it at 7 p.m. Maybe let me try to refresh this real quick. Oh, so when I refresh this, it says 6 p.m. So is it lock at 6 tonight? I mean, that's weird. Let me see when. But see, on my contest it says locks at 7. What the hell? I have no idea. Oh, just something to keep an eye on, guys. Make sure you got your lineup in by 6 o'clock, just in case. Or at least have a dummy lineup in there, something that's playable. Or if you are planning to play someone from the Knicks Magic game, make sure you get your lineup set by 6, just in case. That's kind of odd. Some places have it starting at 6. Some places have it starting at 7. I have no idea. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Unless they just change the time or something. Just made one lineup right. Hero, Nwaba, Roby, Embiid, Campazzo, Vanderbilt, Joker. Yeah, that looks pretty solid for now, David. It's pretty solid. Trey, Randall, or Sabonis. I'd take Sabonis there. Atlanta, Boston starts at 4:30 Pacific either way. Yeah, that's... I don't think there's really much in the Knicks Magic game that I really like anyway, outside of Michael Carter Williams. But, at least just keep an eye on it. Maybe lock is at 6 tonight and not 7, if that game does start at 6. Because if the game starts at 6, Draftkings is going to lock your lineups at 6, or at least, contest will lock at 6. You can still edit your lineups and stuff, but make sure if you have a dummy lineup in there, if you have just random people in there, you don't have somebody in that game. I mean, I think my dummy lineup right now, I just randomly click guys in. I think I might have a couple guys in that game. Obviously, I'll change my lineup from now till 6, but kind of weird. What about Grant with no Blake? I mean, yeah, he's viable. I think I'd rather play Jaylen Brown now that Kemba's out. I'd prefer Jaylen Brown over Grant, but I mean, Grant's viable for sure. He's been bad lately, but he's still in play. Svi or Campazzo? Definitely going to prefer Campazzo if Harris and Morris are out again. 5.8K guard, not Nwaba. Let's see. I mean, if TJ McConnell starts again, I'm going to prefer TJ McConnell there. He started last game with Doug McDermott out, played a ton of minutes. I'd assume he start again if Doug McDermott's out. So, yeah, TJ McConnell, I'd take there. Also on Kevin Huerter, I mean, I haven't really looked at Kevin Huerter on this slate. I don't think he's going to be someone I really go to personally. Magic Twitter says 7 p.m. tip. I mean, I feel like that's correct because I remember checking I looked last night and it started at 7. I don't know why it would start at 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the game starts at 7. They just got to... Maybe if I refresh again, it'll go back to 7. I have no idea. No, it still says 6. What about Yahoo? See, Yahoo says 6 o'clock as well. It's kind of weird. But see, it says contest starts today at 7, but then it has the game starting at 6. They're gonna have to fix that. Favorite center above 7K? I mean, obviously, it's going to be like Jokic and Embiid. But if you're talking about right above 7K, like in that 7K range, it's probably going to be like J-Val or Clint Capella, one of those two guys. I mean, but if you can get all the way up to Jokic or Embiid, those would be the two I'd go with there. Brogdon, Campazzo, Murray, Edwards, Tatum, Nwaba, Embiid, Roby for Yahoo. Looks pretty solid. Isaac looks pretty solid for now. Jimmy Bucket's looking good tonight. I mean, yeah, I think Butler's definitely in play. Like I said, I'm probably going to prefer the Boston guys over him, like Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. But, I mean, Butler's been so good lately. Good matchup, pace-up spot against the Warriors. I mean, he's definitely in play. Murray, Capella, Tobias, or Valanciunas. Give me Jamal Murray there. Should I drop down Tatum to Zion to get Wall instead of Brogdon? I'd probably go Tatum and Brogdon. But, yeah, I mean, Zion, Wall, that's a good pairing too. I mean, that's pretty close. Tatum, Brogdon versus Zion, Wall, that's pretty close. I'd probably take Tatum and Brogdon, but, yeah, that's a close one, Isaac. 7 o'clock Eastern tip, don't freak out. I feel like that's right, but oh well. It's kind of weird, though. Thoughts on this team for now? Wall, Nwaba, Tatum, Tate, Robert Williams, McConnell, Roby, Embiid. Yeah, that looks pretty solid for now, Dylan. Looks pretty solid. Joe Val can drop 40 DFS points. OKC, no Al Horford. I mean, yeah, Joe Val, he's always got upside. You know, he's someone that's pretty inconsistent. Like, he can have those nights where he just really disappoints, but he can also have those nights where Joe Val just goes out there and, breaks the slate and puts up, 20 and 20 and has like 50 DK points. Could he do it against this, OKC team without Al Horford? Absolutely, he could. I mean, Joe Val's a really good tournament play. I don't know if I'm going to play him personally. I don't know if I can get there in my one lineup, but yeah, he's really good tournament play. I'm assuming he's going to be low owned. Thompson or Robert Williams for Boston. I mean, last night I played Thompson, and Robert Williams obviously had the better game. I think Thompson's going to play more minutes. I think Robert Williams is the more productive player. So really, you got to ask yourself, do you want 28 minutes of Tristan Thompson, or would you rather play 20 minutes of Robert Williams? Because that's probably what you're going to get. That's what you got last night. Obviously, 20 minutes of Robert Williams was the better play. I don't know, man. It's so close. Like, I feel like Thompson's the better play because he's going to get more minutes, but, I mean, we saw last night. I mean, I think he was 1 point away from a double-double. He could have had a way better game if he had got one more point and got the double-double bonus. When I build lineups and don't have the money to enter them, would have killed it last night. Would you play Wall if Gordon's active? I'm assuming Gordon's going to sit. He's doubtful. I know they listed him as a game-time decision, but I'm assuming Gordon and Oladipo, Tucker, all those guys are going to be out. But yeah, if Gordon winds up playing, surprisingly, then that'll definitely lower my interest in John Wall. Can you round a team out tonight staying around 6 to 7K per player, or do you just need a stud? I mean, it all depends on the value, and right now we do have some decent value. Like, there's guys in the 4K range that I like. Isaiah Roby, David Nwaba, Peyton Pritchard, Thompson or Williams, whichever one you want to go with. I mean, there's plenty of value, so I think getting up to one or two of those studs makes plenty of sense, given we have some decent value that projects well. Marcus Morris or Robert Williams, I mean, if you have the salary, I think you just play Marcus Morris, but, I mean, Robert Williams is a lot cheaper. Campazzo with or without Morris, I mean, I'm probably only going to go there if Morris is out. I'd assume if Morris plays that he's going to move back into the starting lineup and Campazzo will go back to the bench. And if Campazzo's coming off the bench, I just really have no idea how many minutes he plays. So I want to see him in the starting lineup again. If he's starting again, then yeah, I'm high on Campazzo. But if he's back to the bench, that's going to lower my interest. Who would you go with at util with 10K left? Probably would be like Sabonis. Yeah, probably Sabonis, I think. Sabonis or Beal. I think I'd give the edge to Sabonis. Svi, good value tonight. I mean, I haven't really even looked at Svi. Like, how did he even get like minutes last game? 25 minutes, 30 DK points. I mean, Svi just has those games where he just like randomly gets minutes. Like after this game against the Lakers, he played 39 minutes, and then the game after that, I'm pretty sure he didn't play at all. Like, I really don't know. I mean, I haven't really looked at Svi. I'm probably not going to play him, but at least it was good to see him get 25 minutes last game. I don't know if that continues, though. Your guess is as good as mine. Because like I said, that game, he played 39 minutes that game against the Lakers, and then the next game, he didn't even play. So, like Donovan Mitchell, would you rather go Jamal Murray or Ja? I mean, if Mike Conley's out again, I'd probably go with Donovan Mitchell there. But if Mike Conley plays, give me Jamal Murray over Mitchell. Favorite forward, 8K and above, it's going to be Jason Tatum for me. No, I swear, you make these work days bearable. Let's win some money tonight, my brother. Good luck aiming for an Embiid 700-point game. Hey, good luck, Alec. Good luck, man. Glad you enjoy the streams. I appreciate you being here. How you feel about this? Wall, Nwaba, Brown, Roby, Williams, Wright, Williamson, Tatum. I mean, that looks pretty solid for now. Jaylen Brown goes lower owned tonight. I mean, I don't think him or Tatum are going to be like low owned. I don't think they're going to be like massive chalk either. I'd assume they both come in probably around like, maybe Tatum's probably like 25%, maybe Brown's like 20. So I don't want to say he's going to be low owned, but I don't think he's going to be like massive chalk or anything. Obviously, both of them are going to get more traction though, and they're going to get boosted in projections now that Kemba's officially out. I think Levine and Simmons are in good smash spots. What do you think? I mean, I haven't really looked at either one of those guys. Like Ben Simmons, I don't really play Ben Simmons when Embiid's healthy. I know Ben Simmons had a massive game last time. He had that 40-point game, like had like 80 Draftkings points, but obviously Embiid was out then. I just don't play Simmons. His price has come up to $9,200 now. It's tough for me to pay that price tag for him with Embiid healthy. Levine, I mean, yeah, Levine always has upside. Like he can always pop off and put up those big games. Detroit's not good defensively. They play slow though. If you're asking me to choose between one or Simmons or Levine, I'd prefer Levine, but I'm not a big fan of either one, honestly. Murray or Wright? Give me Jamal Murray. Hey, Noah, just jumping into the chat, who's your top plays tonight? I mean, we've already discussed it, Ryan. You can rewind the stream. We've already talked about a lot of values I like. We've talked about my favorite studs. David Nwaba or Peyton Pritchard? I think give me Nwaba there. I mean, both are decent. Both are pretty good values. I think Nwaba's, one of the better values right now. I'd probably go with Nwaba, though. Who's your number one stud pick? I mean, it's either Embiid or Jokic. That's the two guys I've been talking about the whole stream. I think Tatum and Brown will be over 30% owned. I mean, yeah, that's possible. I think Tatum's going to be a little higher owned than Brown. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm still playing Tatum, even if he is going to be popular. I think he's too cheap. I mean, I like both him and Brown. DFS be getting me through the workday. Hey, whatever helps, man. Whatever helps. If it's these streams of hell, then I'm glad they have. Jeff Teague against Atlanta. I mean, yeah, Teague's probably going to come off the bench and get like low 20s minutes. Last time Kemba was out, he played about 22 minutes off the bench. He wasn't very productive. I probably won't be playing Jeff Teague on this slate, but he has a path to produce against this Atlanta team, and given he probably will get more minutes off the bench. Lately, he hasn't even been in the rotation though, but he did play last time Kemba was out. He did get about 20 minutes off the bench. Number 2 stud behind Jokic. I mean, it's Jokic and Embiid. I've already said that so many times. Thoughts on this lineup? McConnell, Svi, Brown, Tatum, Capella, Nwaba, Sabonis, Williams. I mean, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Svi. I'm probably not going to be playing him personally. But if he lets you get in, the rest. If he makes the rest of your lineup work, then yeah, I guess you can play him. I'm just not confident. He gets 25 minutes again. I just don't think. I mean, your guess is as good as mine if that happens again. If Gordon is in, you off Tate and Nwaba. Yeah, I'll be a lot less interested in them. I assume Nwaba would go back to the bench probably. Tate obviously is still going to start, but yeah, their productions, they're not going to get as many minutes, and their production would take a hit. So yeah, if Gordon's in, I'm going to be a lot less interested in those Houston guys. I assume Gordon's going to be out, though. I mean, he was doubtful, so. You think I could cash with Michael Porter Jr. and Danny Green in my lineup? You probably just want to just not even put that lineup into anything. On DK, Tatum is about 35%, Brown 27%. I mean, yeah, I guess that feels about right. I mean, I didn't think either one were going to be like 5% owned. I didn't think they were going to be like 50. So, yeah, it was somewhere between like 20 or 30. I felt like was a pretty good projection for them in terms of ownership. Great stuff, Noah. It's so badass what you do. Thoughts on Roby, Lillard, Wall, Sabonis, and Nwaba for my last five, or for my live five? I mean, yeah, those are. I'm fine with all 5 of those guys tonight. So, yeah, it looks good. Are you concerned with Jokic's thumb injury? I mean, he's probable. He's expected to play, so no, I'm not. If he was questionable, then yeah, I think it would be more of it'd be something to worry about if he was actually questionable. But given he's expected to play, yeah, I don't think we should be too worried about that. Is Diallo done? I mean, yeah, Diallo, now that SGA is back, I mean, Diallo's value is pretty much gone. I mean, there's no chance. Diallo's probably one of the worst plays on the slate. I mean, he's just too expensive now, especially now that he's been coming off the bench too. That little stretch where Diallo was one of the best plays every night, that stretch is over. What do you think about Timberwolves Jordan McLaughlin for 3,600? I mean, I'm not playing Jordan McLaughlin. I know he came off the bench and played well last night, but I don't really see any reason to play him on a big slate like this. Like those bench guys that just randomly pop off and put up a decent game every now and then, like you just don't want to chase that. Like this Fee, McLaughlin, the Kyra Lewis. People were asking me about Kyra Lewis yesterday. You saw how that went. I mean, yeah, just don't chase those random bench games. When a guy comes off the bench and he randomly pops off, like don't play him the next day because it never works. There's a reason that they're so cheap. It's just because they're normally not going to get you there. He is questionable now, and the coach optimistic of him playing. I never saw that. Last I saw was that he was doubtful. They tweeted out yesterday he was doubtful, and then today he's a game time decision now. Will be a game time call. Gordon was listed as doubtful, but coach said Wednesday morning that he believes the veteran guard will have a good chance to play. Okay, well that's going to change some things then if he winds up playing. Interesting. I guess we'll see. Luckily that's one of the earlier games, so we should get that news before lock. What are your thoughts on Duncan Robinson tonight? Him and Peyton Pritchard are my scrubs I'm eyeing to play. I mean, Robinson I haven't really been on. He's still been getting the minutes. He's just been so bad lately. I'm fine with Peyton Pritchard, though. Assuming Peyton Pritchard starts for Kemba, I think he's a solid value. Duncan Robinson, though, I'm not really looking to, honestly. DK, Dort, or only Roby on OKC. I mean, I'm not really looking at Dort. Roby's probably the only guy I'm even going to play from the Thunder today. Now that SGA is back, I mean, that just kills like everyone's value outside of the big men. So like Dort, Justin Jackson, Baisley, Diallo, like all those guys get a bump down now that SGA is back. And they've all been priced up for when he was gone, so I don't see any reason to play any of them outside of the big men, Roby and Muscala. I'm from Boston, watch a lot of Celtics games. Hype around here is all Williams and not Tristan Thompson. I mean, yeah, Robert Williams, he's like the younger dude. I mean, I think everyone at this point really likes Robert Williams. I mean, he's one of those DFS like superstars. He's one of those, I don't want to say he's like Boban, but Robert Williams is a dude that, if he were to play 36 minutes a night, I mean, he'd probably average about 40 DraftKings points. He just needs the minutes. Like I said, I think he's going to be more productive than Tristan Thompson, but I feel confident that Tristan Thompson plays more minutes. And honestly, I think after last night, people are going to go play Robert Williams now since he went off last night and Thompson struggled, or Thompson didn't have as good of a game. I think you're going to get Thompson lower owned than Williams. Why is Vanderbilt so cheap? Feels like a stinky trap. Talk me off the ledge. I mean, look, he's been starting recently, and he got good minutes last night. He played almost 30 minutes. And Vanderbilt's been somewhat productive this year when he gets minutes, so I still think he's in play for sure. Assuming he's still starting, I still do like Jared Vanderbilt. Eric Gordon, game time decision. Are you off of Wall if he's in? Yeah, I'd be a lot less interested in basically all those Houston guys. Wall, Nwaba, Tate. I'd be a lot less interested in all three of those guys if Eric Gordon winds up playing. Payton did not have a good game on his first start. I could see a better game this time, hopefully. I mean, yeah, he was bad last time, but the minutes were still there. He gets a good matchup here against Atlanta. I still do like Peyton Pritchard tonight if he's starting again. Knicks Orlando is officially back to 7 p.m. Let me refresh. Yep, it's back to 7. Let's see about Yahoo. Oh, there's already changed too. Yeah, that must have been just an error. Jokic or Vooch? Give me Jokic. Collins, Capella, or Roby and Embiid? Give me Roby and Embiid. Seth Curry or Reddish? Don't really want to play Brown. Who you mean Brown? Like Jaylen Brown? I mean, I don't... Or is there a different Brown? Oh, Sterling Brown, I'm guessing you're talking about. I mean, between Seth Curry or Reddish, I'd probably take Reddish. I don't really like either one, but I guess I'd take Reddish if I had to go choose one of the two. You ever play showdowns? I've been throwing a few lineups in on the late games lately. Cashed 1,600 last night. Hey, good job, man. I don't play showdown personally. I mean, I don't think I've played NBA showdown all season. The only time I really do play NBA showdown is like during the finals. I don't really play, during the regular season. I'm just so focused on the main slate. You think the Raptors will trade Kyle Lowry? I have no idea. I don't really look into like other teams like that. You like Lillard at all, or would you just go for someone cheaper? I mean, Lillard's still viable. His price came up a little bit to 10,300, but yeah, he's still in play. I'd rather get up to like Jokic and Embiid though, personally. Thompson and Pritchard, or Robert Williams and McConnell? Probably Robert Williams and McConnell, especially if McConnell is starting again. Thoughts on Westbrook and Lillard? I mean, they're always viable. Like, they're two guys you can always play. I don't know if this is a slate where I'm really going to be playing Westbrook or Lillard. If I had to pick one, I'd play Lillard over Westbrook. But, yeah, I mean, right now my favorite studs to try and get in are Jokic and Embiid. I don't think I'm going to be able to play both together, but I definitely want to get one of those two. Who's your favorite point per dollar shooting guard on DK? I mean, if Eric Gordon's out, it's going to be David Nwaba. He is 4,300. If Eric Gordon's out, it's going to be David Nwaba there. Any word if Adams is out? He's playing. He's not on the injury report, so Steven Adams is good to go. Thoughts on Anthony Edwards? I mean, I know he had a good game last night, but like I just haven't been playing Anthony Edwards recently. At 6K, I'd rather play DeLon Wright. I mean, DeLon Wright's 6K, so give me DeLon Wright over Anthony Edwards. Tyler Hero or Michael Carter-Williams? I mean, if you have the salary, play Hero. Thoughts on Sabonis or Embiid? I mean, I think both are really good options. Sabonis' price has come up a good amount, but he's still in play for sure. Think Nwaba's still a good value if Eric Gordon plays? Probably not. I'll be off Nwaba if Eric Gordon is in. Hope you're doing well, Noah. Come on, guys. 46 likes. Let's step it up. Hey, I appreciate you being here, Clint. And yeah, guys, hit that like button. We'll be live for about 15 more minutes, answer all you guys' questions. I appreciate all you being here once again. Thank you always for tuning into the stream. And yeah, hit the like button. I appreciate all the likes. Hey, Noah, my God, thanks again for everything and good responding to the tweet. I sent you with my son and Roby. Good luck to you and all of us tonight. Yeah, I saw that picture, David. You and your son with Isaiah Roby. Or your son with Isaiah Roby. It's pretty cool. But yeah, good luck, David. Good luck, man. Can Eric Gordon be out, please? Want to play a few Houston along with Embiid. Yeah, if Eric Gordon winds up playing, that's going to definitely change a lot because right now in my dummy lineup, I think I have three Houston guys in my dummy lineup right now. And I'm probably gonna take them all out if Eric Gordon plays. I don't know about John Wall. I might still play him, but I don't think I'm gonna play Nwaba or Tate if Eric Gordon is in. Especially now that their prices have come up. You like Campazzo? Yeah, Campazzo's a really good value again if he winds up starting. We got to keep an eye on the status of Monte Morris and Gary Harris because they're both questionable. If they both are out and Campazzo starts, yeah, feel free to fire him up. Just got here. You think Roby a good play since Horford's out? Yes, he's one of the better value plays. Shouldn't have to tell you that. Wagner or Thompson at center? Probably Thompson. I think Wagner gives you more upside, but he's a lot more risky just because of the matchup with Jokic and the foul trouble concern there. You think Leonard plays? I really have no idea, honestly. My best guess is he probably does, but I honestly have no idea. I thought he was going to play last game, and he didn't. Thanks, man. You've helped me a lot. I've been doing this with my stepdad for a couple weeks. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, Tate. Glad I could help. Tate is still good even if Gordon plays. Nah, like I said, Tate and Nwaba, I'd probably be off of both of them if Eric Gordon plays. Think Sadiq Bey is a good cheap option at power forward. I mean, yeah, he's in play. His price came up on DK, but with Blake out, Sadiq Bey should continue to start and get pretty good minutes. So, yeah, he's viable for sure. Bey or Tate? If Eric Gordon's out, give me Tate. Garrett Temple for cheap value on Yahoo. I'm not playing Garrett Temple. There's just so many other guys that are cheap on Yahoo that are better plays than Garrett Temple. Marcus Morris or Tate. Already have Nwaba, and I have baseball 6, so I won't be able to change. Would it be safer to go with Morris? I mean, Dylan, I'll be honest with you, man. If you can't check the news, you probably don't need to be playing. But I guess go with Marcus Morris. I've always said this, though. Like, if you can't check news, you don't need to be playing. I mean, you're just at such a disadvantage if you're not checking for news. If I know I'm not going to be able to check news during the day and I have something to do, like, I just won't play. Playing 20 lineups, would you alternate Roby and Muscala as value from the same team since Horford's out? I wouldn't say I would alternate them. I'd probably want, if Roby's the starter, I'd want a lot of Roby, but I'd still have some Muscala in there as well. But yeah, I'd want mostly, whichever one starts, I'd want the most exposure to, and I'd want to have, in a good amount of my lineups. I'm thinking of playing Plumlee against the Bulls. What do you think? Just home from shopping, added the light. I appreciate that, Michael. I mean, I think Plumlee's, on Yahoo, he's in play for me because he's a lot cheaper. It's tough to pay over $7K for Plumlee on Draftkings. I just don't think I can pay that price for him. But if you play on Yahoo, then yeah, I do like Plumlee over there. 5K or below in the utility spot. I mean, like Roby, David Nwaba, if Eric Gordon's out, like those are two guys that come to mind. You could play there. Butler or Tatum? Give me Jason Tatum for now. I'm big on Bey and Grant with Griffin gone and the cupcake matchup with the Bulls. I mean, yeah, those Pistons guys, obviously it's a good matchup. I hate playing those Pistons guys. I feel like anytime I do play any Pistons, it never works. But yeah, Bey, Grant, they both get a bump with Blake Griffin out. I mean, I do like DeLon Wright. I think DeLon Wright is probably my favorite guy to target from Detroit today at his DK price. Zion's is consistent like a mug. I mean, yeah, he's been super consistent. I mean, Zion, even on a bad night, still going to get you like 35 to 40. It's just, when is Zion actually winning you a tournament? When is he dropping like 55, 60? Like, he rarely does that. Plumlee, Gobert, or J-Val? I think give me J-Val there. FanDuel player here, just wanted to give you a shout out. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I know there's some people in here that just play FanDuel and they still watch my streams and stuff and they still watch the videos. So, hey, I appreciate all you guys, no matter what site you play on. Better question, Butler or Jaylen Brown? Probably go Butler there. Might be a dumb question to some, but what's the difference in playing guys in cash games and tournaments? How do you know which one is good for which? I mean, in cash games, you just want to be playing the best plays. The guys that project the best, points per dollar wise, the top values. You don't really care who's going to be popular. You just want to play the best plays. In tournaments, you still want to have some of those good plays. Like, there's a lot of times in NBA, there's good chalk. Guys are going to be 80% owned, but they're good chalk for a reason. Like, you should still be playing them in tournaments. But it does make sense, in a tournament lineup to have maybe one or two lower-owned guys that can separate you from the field. Depending on how many, depending on the size of the tournament you're in, sometimes you want to have like 2 or 3. Sometimes you only need like 1 or 2 low-owned guys. But like, in cash games in a double-up, no matter where you finish, you're all making the same amount of money. But in a tournament, you want to try to separate yourself, get to first place because, obviously you win a lot more if you're in first than if you min cash. But a double up, if you're right inside the money or if you finish first place, you're all making the same amount of money. So you should trademark, yo, what's up, guys? It's Noah here. God. Hey, people seem to like it, I guess. I never knew what my intro was going to be. I just said some things, and that's the one I stuck with, I guess. I've tried all kind of stuff. I've tried, yo, what's up, guys? It's Noah. I've tried, hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I've tried so many things. Doing the intros, man, it's so tough. Like, it's a lot harder than you think. Like, I know getting in front of a camera might not seem hard to some people, but when you actually click the record button, you have to start talking to a camera. Like, it's actually a lot harder than you think. I don't want to say it's hard, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't think I'm very entertaining, but I guess people do watch they enjoy my videos. I feel like my videos are more like informative than they are entertaining. Like people don't watch my videos to be entertained. I feel like, honestly, they just watch my videos because they want information. They want my breakdowns and stuff. I feel like I am a pretty funny guy though, outside of YouTube and stuff. It's just hard to put on like a fake what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, like a fake attitude or whatever. As a former sports broadcaster for 10 years, let me tell you, Noah, you're doing fine, bro. I appreciate that, David. I try my best, man. Do you do your videos in one take? Most of the time, yes. No, like if I do mess up, it's usually at the very beginning. Normally, once I get going and I start talking, I only have to make it once. Fake personality, yeah, that's what I like. Fake personality, basically. Like I don't want to get on here and try and be like, "Hey guys, it's Noah." Like I'm just not like that. Like I'm just gonna be myself. I was on a radio show talking football, and it was harder than you think. You're correct. Yeah. Definitely understand. It's tough talking in front of a camera. I see you as entertainment and info. Thanks for what you do. Don't ever stop. I appreciate that, Brandon. Appreciate that, man. We need a GOAT logo so we can represent. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about that, but I just never knew. If I were to make a logo, I don't really know what it would be, what it would look like, or anything. I totally understand. I'm pretty camera shy myself, but you seem like a really cool dude off camera. I appreciate that, Dylan. Yeah, it's a lot tougher than you think. Like recording yourself, getting in front of a camera, it's a lot harder than you think. At first, man, I was so bad at it at first, but after doing these videos making videos every day for the last 3 to 4 years, it starts to get really easy. You can do it all in one take. I mean, when I first started, man, I was having to redo my videos I'd mess up every 5 seconds, and now it's just literally I just click record, I talk for 20 minutes, and I'm done. It's pretty easy. Your intro is good enough. You had me at hello. I appreciate that, JM. Appreciate that, man. Thoughts on Murray? I mean, yeah, I like Jamal Murray again, especially on Yahoo. He's way too cheap over there. I've said that before. Even on Draftkings, I still like Jamal Murray on DK. Scared to play Compazzo because don't know if Monte Morris or Gary Harris will play. Yeah, what time does that game start? The game starts at 8. We might have that news before lock. I don't know yet. Just, if you do play Compazzo, if you have him in your lineup, just know who you're going to swap to if Harris and Morris wind up playing. You're definitely entertainment as well. I appreciate that. I mean, I feel like I'm probably not, but some people find me entertaining. I don't really know. What's up, Noah? Want to tell your viewers that I've been on Patreon for a week and I love it. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, Victor. If you guys want to check out the Patreon, I got a lot of additional content there. My core plays, my cash and GPP sheets, our Discord chat. That's all available for Patreon members. When you're picking lineups, where do you find the ownership? I mean, I don't make ownership projections. I don't have access to them, but you can. There's sites out there that offer ownership projections if you want to pay for them. Question about bankroll management. What is the ideal percentage of your bankroll to play a night? I think 10% is probably like the max. So if you have $100 in your DK account, you probably only need to be playing maybe a max of $10 a night. But if you have $1,000, maybe $100 per night. I mean, people say anywhere from like 1 to 10%. So probably like 5% is probably a good number. And then maybe if you get on a little heater and you start winning a lot, you can maybe up that a little bit if you want to, if you are down to. But always, you always got to be smart, man. At the end of the day, having good bankroll management, understanding your, what you're okay losing if you were to lose, that's so important, man. If you have a losing night at the end of the night and you're feeling sick and you feel like you don't want to play anymore, then you probably played way too much money. And that's something that I struggle with at the beginning for sure. I'd have nights where I'd play more than I should, I'd lose, and then I'd feel really bad, I'd be depressed. You don't want that, man. You don't want that. Robert Williams from Boston, any thoughts? I mean, yeah, Robert Williams, him and Tristan Thompson are both in play for me. Williams obviously had the better game last night. He played 20 minutes. Thompson played 28. I mean, Williams on a point per minute basis is way more productive, so he probably gives you more upside. Thompson's probably the safer play, though, because we know the minutes are at least going to be there for him. You ever watch Zion in high school? I did not, sadly. I would have loved to have gone to see one of his games, but never did. All right, guys, we're going to end up the stream in a few more minutes. If you have any, last-minute questions, throw them in here. But once again, guys, I appreciate all you being here. Big 10-game slate tonight, so should be a lot of fun. I'm sure there's going to be some news comes out from now to a lock that really changed some things. It's been a little quiet. It's been a quiet day for it to be a 10-gamer. We haven't had a ton of news come out during the day. I have a problem with when I win. I want to bet it all the next night because I think I'm a genius. Then my broke ass is mad. Yeah, man, that was something I struggle with. When I would win, or I'd play big one night and I'd win and I'd have a really good night, and then I'd play even bigger the next night. And yeah, you don't want to do that. About to go eat some barbecue. Love your content, and let's make this quant. If you get a logo, I'll be more than happy to put it on and represent. I appreciate that, JM. Hey, good luck tonight, man. Good luck. Me personally, I just like making one lineup. It's a lot easier to deal with, and you're not putting too much money in. I mean, that's true. Still, though, if you're playing, it doesn't matter if you're playing 150 lineups or one lineup. You could play 150 lineups in a $1 contest, or you could play one lineup in a $150 contest. You can still enter the same amount of money, but I feel you there. One lineup is definitely a lot less stressful, and that's something I've been enjoying lately. Especially when that late news comes out and you only have to fix one lineup, it's just so much easier. Tobias Harris or Zion? Give me Zion. Who's your favorite forward for 8,200 and under? I mean, I think it'd probably be Zion there. He is 8,200. It'd be either Zion or Jaylen Brown. If you already have Tatum, then yeah, probably play Zion. But if you don't have one of those Boston guys, I'd maybe go with Jaylen Brown there. Who do you think will get the start tonight, Roby or Muscala? I think Roby's going to start. I'm pretty sure last time Horford was out, Roby started. And I think Roby's been the starter whenever Horford's missed. So I think it's going to be Roby. But just, keep an eye on it. If Muscala winds up starting, then you can, late swap to Muscala. On Draftkings, Roby is 4K, power forward and center eligible. Muscala is 3,900. I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to swap if you have Horford or if you have Roby in the power forward spot, but if you have him in your center spot or your util spot, you can just, swap to Muscala. Pretty easy to do. Good luck tonight, boys. Let's cash Noah. Let's get it, Bobby. Let's get it, man. Good luck. When you say one lineup, are you only entering one entry? No, Nestor. I have one lineup in a bunch of different tournaments. But I'm just playing that one lineup in everything. You don't tell corny jokes like some of those whack guys on Awesome. I prefer this show and that you come on the same time. Thank you for your content. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Who you think gets the most fantasy points tonight? It's probably going to be Jokic or Embiid. Highest score on the slate. I think it'll be one of those two guys. But hey, good luck tonight, guys. I appreciate you being here. We've been live for about an hour, so I'm going to wrap up the stream. As always, good luck tonight. If I don't take down a tournament tonight, I hope it's one of you guys, all right? Good luck tonight, guys. Appreciate you being here. We'll be live tomorrow, most likely, about the same time. So see you then, guys. See you then. Good luck.